Hi, I'm Ginger Walker, and welcome to this episode of not Ask the Realtor, but Town Talk with Ted Schubel. I'm so excited today to be talking with him all about the charitable things that Give Back Team does and how we impact our community where we live, work, and play. So come on, join me.
Ginger, good morning. It's great to have you here.
Good morning, sunshine. The sunshine's up.
The sunshine is up, and we're not going to talk about later
Anything
in
else.
the weekend. No.
No.
Because if we don't talk about it, we can put that forecast on the secret menu.
That's right.
We don't have to ever talk about it. It's great to have you here and to do this show. I've wanted to have you in ever since for the last couple of months, and it worked out, and you are here this morning. I think the best way to start this off is to talk about the Give Back Team.
I would love to.
Because whenever I see any kind of thing on social media or with just any kind of advertising, it's always Ginger Walker and the Give Back Team.
Yep.
What is that?
So basically, we're a group of individuals who are realtors in the local area, and we love giving back. We love giving back to the community that we live, work, and play in. And so servicing our clients and doing the best thing by them is absolutely number one, but the ripple effect that we can cause as a result of helping our clients and helping our community is the key. So basically what we do is with each transaction, when we close a real estate deal, we offer our client the ability to select the charity of their choice. And it can be a small charity, local. It could be a national charity. It could be anywhere in the U.S. It doesn't have to be here. Mm-hmm. And we will make a donation after closing to the charity of their choice. And we also make an additional donation to Children's National Hospital. So with each transaction, something does go back to them as well. And then if they don't really have something that's near and dear to their heart, we help pick one for them, and we provide larger donations to some of the local charities here in Stafford, Fredericksburg area. This is a great way, and you really have, over the years of doing this, of not only helping charities, but helping your clients get more involved in the community. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, people that have moved to the area that don't really know, anything about Fredericksburg or Stafford, when they ask, well, what charity do you think? They'll ask us that, and we'll tell them about a couple of them. And, if someone's got pets, we'll talk about some of the animal shelters. If someone has, a cause that's near and dear to their heart, but they want to bring it to a local level, we may pass on information about, a specific charity or organization that supports that group of people within our community. The shelters are a big thing, and especially as of, I would say, probably the last 2 years, the food pantries seem to be something that people want to help support too, to help support people in the local area. So it's pretty cool. But as a result of that, we've seen people now become volunteers for some of these charities that are in our backyard. So it's kind of neat. It involves them in the community right from the beginning. Isn't that interesting, though? Yeah. Because it helps the charity so much, because that's oftentimes they'll talk about, yes, we need the donations, but we also need volunteers. Right. It's not always about the money. It's about the support, whatever that means. And some people, for the charitable contribution, where that comes from, it comes from our team. It doesn't come from the client. They just get to pick the charity. But what goes beyond that and lives beyond the transaction, besides our relationship with our client, is also our relationship with our community, and trying to put those two pieces of the puzzle together. I mean, it's amazing when you can do that, and the ripple effect that you see. I've been selling real estate since 2008 in our area. And so to be able to see how people grow within the community and how they partner with certain charities and learn about other ones, it's really pretty cool what that support looks like. And in a way, one of the things that a lot of times businesses in this area have struggled with is to have young employees stay here. Mm-hmm. You get connected to a community, and you decide you do want to put down roots here. You're helping do that. Oh, I love doing that, and my team does too. And it is all about feeling a connection. I think that's so important. And so, especially when you think about it, when you move to someplace new and you really know nobody. Mm-hmm. Where do you start? You start with what you're, passionate about, or things that you like, and maybe you'll join a rowing club or a running club or, a gym or something like that. But this is an instant way to have a connection with something local, if they pick a local charity, obviously. But we also, through the year, do things like the backpack, back to school drive. We do, with you guys, we partner with Children's National, and we do the toy drive, Fill Dr. Bear's Closet every year. So things like that, we're involving the community, and the community is getting involved. So it's just one more way to connect people to each other and continue, hopefully, growing those roots within our our area.
For people that want to get in touch and find out more about the Give Back Team and Coldwell Banker Elite, how do they do that?
Just go to givebackteam.com.
Okay.
That's our website, and you'll find all kinds of information there. And we do have a big charitable thing that we're doing that we just launched. So we came up with an idea of how can we also get the word out about charities and cause a little bit of fun, a little bit of chaos, and everyone wins. Mm-hmm. And so what we are doing this year is it's GBT Gives Back. That's what it's called.
Okay.
And our goal is to impact 36 local charities or more. So what we're doing is nominations are open now. So if you have a local charity that you support, if you're part of a local charity, and when I say local charity, we're considering it Northern Virginia down through Spotsy, like even if it's closer to Richmond, that's okay. I mean, a lot of our friends and clients go, D.C. to Richmond kind of, that bubble. So anywhere within that bubble. But basically what it is that you can go on to givebackteam.com/nominate, and you can nominate your charity there. And they are going to be then entered into a random selection. And each month we will have 3 charities listed on our website. And you can go to vote for them at givebackteam.com/vote. And what you're voting for is the charity of the month. And you can actually see live time. So if you actually went on right now, you could see who's in the lead, who's a little behind,
right.
First, second, third place. But basically the intention is for each one of these charities to get some shine. So we're blogging about them. We want you to learn about charities in your own backyard that you may not know anything about. And I'll tell you, I've been doing this a long time. And I am always amazed that there's a charity that's like right around the corner that I didn't know about.
Me too.
So the goal of this is we want to bring awareness to all these different local charities, and the team, or the charity, I should say, that gets the most votes per month is going to win a $500 donation from Give Back Team. So there's 3 charities a month, 12 months in the year, 36 charities will be directly impacted. You can nominate at any time, and once the nomination goes in, it's good for the entire year. So nominate now and nominate early, because the random selection each month will come up, and you'll see right now we've got 3 charities. It's Ellie's Elves, Shadow Cat Advocacy, and the third one is Wear Blue, Run to Remember. So it's kind of unique. We have a charity that does a lot of different things with Ellie's Elves within our community. A lot of different things, amazing things to support our families and our community and different needs. Then we have Shadow Cat Advocacy, which supports feral cat community here in the Fredericksburg, Stafford area. And then Wear Blue, Run to Remember, which supports our military community. So it's really cool, like the different charities that we even have being nominated. So get on to givebackteam.com/nominate to nominate one, and go /vote to actually vote. And you can vote once a day per email. So if you have 3 emails, you might be able to vote 3 different times in one day. But and then share and spread the word, because the goal is we want to be able to spotlight these charities and give them the ability for people to learn, maybe volunteer, and they can win $500.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Talk about a win-win kind of situation. And like you say, there are so many charities around here that you can't keep up with them. Of those 3, I know one.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. So if you go and read, and we are blogging about each one of them, so it gives you some more information of who they are, what they do, and how they support our area. And then, you can go to their websites directly if you want to make a direct donation. There's all kinds of different ways and things that you can do to learn more about them. But I will say, and we're not announcing what it is, but come November, so there's 3 charities per month, but only one gets the $500. So just know that those other 2 charities, they're not going to be out of the running for something else. And it's very special, and we want everyone to win. And I will just say this. All 36 charities that end up for nomination and that are being, part of the contest, if you will, they're all going to win something. So support them now, continue to nominate, and vote every day. And you'll see the next 3 charities will go up. So each month, so we'll start the 1st through the 31st for January. February 1, the nominations will still be open, but voting for 3 new charities will happen, and we're going to announce them at the end of this month before January is over and February begins. So get ready for that. And once you start nominating and jumping in, we're going to send you an email just to let you know, hey, these are the next 3 charities if you want to support them.
What a great way. I mean, just when I think that the Give Back team is just about, you've done just about all you can in the community, and isn't that nice? You come up with this.
Well, and it's one of those things, like I said, I mean, there's charities that are right around the corner that I knew nothing about, and I've lived here for 20 years, you know? So I'm learning every day. I want to share that with our community, and I want our community to share with us. I mean, that's really the intention. You know, let's learn more about where we live and what's in our own backyard and how we can help.
What's so interesting, Ginger, is your passion to this has it. And I think that they must all. Everyone on your team has this kind of passion. That this isn't just something you go through, because you can tell a lot of times when, well, I do it because this is what we're doing at work, and you can tell when this is something I really believe in. That's
one of the core values of our team. You know, and it's fun when I speak to people. Most people have a something, and when I say that, it's a something meaning that's near and dear to their heart, right? And so how do you tie that back into doing something from a charitable perspective? And sometimes, like I said, with Children's National, it's amazing how many people in our own community have directly been impacted by that hospital.
Oh, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
So the support is, I mean, you guys do the Carathon every year.
Yeah.
And the amount of money and support that's raised for that is just ginormous. What we want to do is take that from the bigger perspective and bring it down to more of the local, smaller charities that maybe you don't know about. So it's pretty cool. And everyone on our team, we all have a something. We all have our own charity.
Yeah.
So, you know, if someone asks me, what's your charity? I'll tell them, you know, these are the 3 that I love supporting, and this is why. So that's the cool thing about Give Back Team. We all have something. We all have a something.
So how did Ginger Walker get involved in who directed you in this way? Because this doesn't just happen.
Yeah. So my mom, who passed away when I was in my 20s, she died of ovarian cancer. And so that's something that's very near and dear to my heart. And it was just her. I mean, my mom was a very giving soul. She taught us to do good things, and that's a hashtag that we use, is do good things. And, you know, you can always help someone else out. Even if you need some support yourself, there's probably something you can still give. And so it was from my mom. I mean, my mom taught me to, you know, support the community, help other people out, and, you know, care. I mean, that's really what it is. Like, listen to people. What do they need? And, you know, I translate that into my business life. I mean, I was in pharmaceutical sales way back when. You know, I've always been in serving people. And it's when you serve people, you care. And when you care, you listen, right? And so it came from my mom. I mean, that's the simplest answer.
It shows how important it is for parents to not just take the approach, my kids will figure it out,
right?
But to be more active and direct them in that way.
Well, and that's so true, because, you know, even when my kids were little, this is something my mom did. When my kids were little, I did it too. So the holidays come around and we celebrated Christmas. Celebrate Christmas. So I would always say Santa's going to be bringing, hopefully, some toys if you've been good. So you need to make room for them. So what you have in your closet right now, or your toy chest right now, you know, if you get more toys, what are you going to do with them? Because you don't have room. So what we would always do is we would take toys, and I said, by the tree, I want you to leave 3. So each of I have 2 kids, leave 3 toys that are something that you really love playing with, that you think another child would too, that's in good shape. Like, you know, don't give me the one that's missing 6 pieces, you know?
It's like donating beets to
exactly.
to the food bank.
Exactly. So so that's what the kids would do, and they would put out 3 toys. And so they knew that those were going to go to another child who would be able to appreciate that. So for me, that's kind of how I started. And then I was a volunteer, and then I ended up on the board for Fairy Godmother Project for a period of time, which is right here in Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
And when I did that, my kids saw me trying to help raise money and raise awareness. And so my kids started a lemonade stand. I mean, it's just things like that, you know, I think that you lead by example, and they learn by your example. And that was in part how I tried personally to pass that on to my kids. And they're sweet kids. They're very loving, and they have kind hearts. Most of the time, unless I'm asking them to do something.
Well,
just kidding.
Yeah, yes. But this like we said a little bit earlier, just plays so much into the community, but also personally, to get involved in some of these things, learn about some of these, because it is sometimes hard to. We all have our daily lives, and sometimes it's hard to find out about some of these nonprofits. You're making that very easy now.
Well, we try. I mean, and here's the thing. People think about these sorts of things and being charitable at certain times of the year also.
Yep.
But people are in need 12 months out of the year. 365, I mean, there's always a need. And it's just how can we remind people that, hey, think about this every once in a while, or, hey, you know what, you may be able to help someone you didn't even think you could. And it's not just, at the end of the year when people are thinking, at Thanksgiving and we're thinking of what we're thankful for. It's not just then. And it's not just, I'll use Fairy Godmother Project as an example. Their Stardust Ball, their biggest fundraiser is in September because that's Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. That's also when you do the big drive for Children's National.
Yeah.
So, it's not just that month of the year. It's every month of every year. And so how can we continue to make people think about that too?
Yeah. Ginger Walker here again. GiveBackTeam.com, and to find out more, that will get you. There are a couple of things to look for. GiveBackTeam.com, nominate
/nominate,
and then GiveBackTeam /vote.
GiveBackTeam.com /vote. Yep, to vote for a charity.
And that is really one way where you can really get involved. And if you do have a charity that you're passionate about, this is where you can really make a difference.
Please do. I mean, we like I said, we're learning every day, and we would love to be able to support charities that we don't know. And you know what? You can nominate more than one. So if you have a couple that you want to support and throw in there, definitely get them nominated and do it now. The earlier, the more chances they have to be one of the three each month.
And pass this along. Put something like this on your own Facebook page.
Yep.
And talk about it. Get it out there so more people get involved.
We have it posted right now on if you're on Facebook, we're official Give Back Team. So there's a big post up there. We went live on Facebook yesterday, talked about it. There's going to be blogs, if there aren't blogs up already, about each one of the three that we have now. So and we've posted it in Stafford Talk and things like that. So share. And if there's one charity of the three that you see up for nomination, talk about that charity. Let people know you're supporting this one. Let them know why, why you're passionate about it, because that just brings more awareness to that one charity.
What a great idea, Ginger. Like I said,
you.
just when you think. Well, the Give Back team has done as much as they can, and this is where you go to another level. And knowing you're already thinking, well, if we do that this year, then maybe next year or in a couple of years, we're going to do this.
Every year I want to make it bigger. I want to make it stronger, and I want to make more of an impact. That's the goal.
I can remember that with the toy drive. You brought all those in and you said, but next year we can make this so much bigger.
Yep. And you know what? The cool thing about that one was it was COVID the next year, and it was still just as amazing.
I know.
It was and the community was just as amazing in their support. So I love it. I absolutely love it.
You put up a post, and we shared it on our Facebook pages last week after the storm when we all were trying to catch our breath. And as soon as I saw it, I was just so tired of looking, and I was one posting a lot of storm-related things. But you put up a great post on your Facebook page. And by the way, to go to the Give Back Team Facebook page, it's not like it's just all about. There's a lot of great housing information there, but you also just have a lot of community things on that page.
We try and post fun stuff, like things to do on the weekend. Like there's events, so there's a whole events tab. So if you're looking to do something, you can go there. Yeah, but we try and post not just houses. We don't want to bore people with the, hey, look what we did or what's on the market. And we want to provide value, and that's the intention of the Facebook page, the website, everything that we do.
So you had a Facebook page posting saying, all right, what should we do to get ready for the next storm?
Yeah.
And I thought, boy, is that ever really relevant right now? Because we all, I think, were caught off guard.
Yes, all of us. It was crazy. That was crazy bananas. And I have to, in full disclosure, I have to give credit where credit is due on that post. So one of our marketing people, Julie, was the one that actually was the only one that had power to post that for us. So I would drive, because I had no cell, I had no internet, and I had no power or water or anything. I was one of those people until Friday, truly, it came back on. So So Julie and I were able to chat, and we talked a little bit about, hey, what can we do to make sure people are okay,
Yeah.
And so, and how can we make people ready for the future? And so that was the post. That was one of the 2 posts that went up by Julie. She put it up for us to ask that question, and it's pretty crazy, and it got shared a bunch of places. You guys shared it too,
yeah.
And we are going to put up a post as to what the results were because I know we might be facing another storm along the way. We're just at the beginning of our winter season. So just to make sure you have the staples that you need, but also what are the crazy things? Some of them are funny, the responses. What are the things that you didn't even think you needed? People were like headlamps. There were some really good suggestions, batteries. I mean, those are usually the staples, but there was some really funny ones too, like a card game or, there were specific games that were there. Which, you know what, my family, we played a game, a card game around the fireplace, the gas fireplace, and some candles. So there was some really great responses, some really helpful ones that should prepare you for the next storm, and some funny ones too.
My wife came back, is a teacher, and she came back and said when she talked to her students about what did you do, they all talked about card games because they couldn't play their usual. And a lot of the response was, we didn't think from kids, we didn't think we'd like to play card games. And we started playing them, and I got to be pretty good, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know what, I will say, so it was definitely, for us personally, it was crazy. And we had trees come down on the house and all kinds of chaos, as I know everyone in our area pretty much dealt with. But it was through all of that, try and look for the blessing in disguise. And for us, our daughter's getting ready to go back off to college. Our son's in high school. We're probably looking at 2 more years with our son in our house, and then he'll go to college. And so it's hard sometimes to get that one-on-one time without the electronics in someone's hands.
Yeah.
And that was the opportunity that we had. And we camped in our own house. We cooked, kind of like we were camping. We lived all in the family room on couches to sleep. I mean, around a, gas fireplace. And it was a messy experience. But when you look back at it, it was actually pretty cool. So, you got to look for those things too. You got to look for the sunshine and the sun, the rainbow after the rain. And that was it for us. So, but we want to make sure that everyone's ready for the next one. So believe me, I'm sure everyone's out shopping this weekend for the next couple of days or for the rest of the season. So,
well, I'll be watching as soon as you post the results. We will share all of that.
Okay,
just because we need to think about that now.
Well, we haven't really had to for the last several winters. So, so it's fun. It'll be fun.
So, Ginger Walker here, Caldwell Banker Give Back Team, Caldwell Banker Elite Give Back Team, givebackteam.com, the website for all the information, or also check out Facebook. So, the market now, it has been such a red hot market. Are we seeing any kind of changes? The economy certainly is unsettled right now.
So interest rates are still really low for buyers. Inventory is really low for sellers. It's a great opportunity to get into the market before the tempo of the market changes. And when I say that, I mean, interest rates will go up. They're not going to stay where they are forever. And, indications are saying that that's going to happen. We don't know when. We don't know how much. Usually it's pretty, it's gradual, but the rates bump around every day. And, we've seen them go up and down as the calendar year flipped.
Sure.
So that being said, I would say if you are in the market to sell, don't wait until spring, which a lot of people in our area do, because spring market, we have a lot of military people that are moving because they get their orders cut. It's just a great time to move. But we need your inventory now, and the buyers need your homes to buy, because people do move 12 months out of the year. And I'll just say that, we are still seeing the multiple offers and the craziness if the home is priced appropriately for how it shows. And I say that all the time. So if you price it right according to how it shows, you're going to sell your home, and you're going to probably get a really good deal for it because the inventory isn't there. And for buyers, you're still going to get a great deal because your interest rate is going to be low. So although we say it's a seller's leaning market, and that's based on absorption rate and inventory and all that other stuff, it's a good time to be in the market in general. In our area, it's amazing. We have a great market here. So buying or selling, get in the market now if you haven't. Jump in.
And it's so interesting. And don't be too greedy, I guess, is
Yeah, I mean, set your expectations realistically.
Yeah.
So, but I get questions all the time. Do I need to, finish the basement, or do I have to take on this project? And like I said before, if it's priced for how it shows, the answer is no. It's no. So you don't need to go ahead and, do all these crazy updates and upgrades. And to be honest with you, it's probably hard to find contractors that can do it quickly. So, we take all that into consideration. And buyers, sometimes they don't want to have the home picture perfect. They want to make it theirs too. So there's a buyer for every home, and there's a price that will help sell it to make it go for where it really should be. So I would say jump in the market and don't wait. Don't wait.
Yeah, no, you hear that because I know some people who are thinking, and I know I've passed your advice because I've heard you in other settings talk about this. This isn't really a good time. I think I can get more if I wait till spring. You don't know. You
don't know. And B, we're not seeing the double digits in price increases and value increases like we saw before. That market's already past us. But that doesn't mean that the market isn't still going up. It's just not going up with the same level that it had been maybe, 8 months ago, 6 months ago. But still, to be a seller, you're still in an excellent position. You're still getting top dollar for your house. You absolutely are. And for buyers, going back to the interest rate, I mean, and here's the thing too. People are worried, when's it going to crash? That's usually the question, or, is it going to crash? It's going to crash. Well, if you look historically, I started in 2008. So if everyone reels back that clock, that was probably
pick the worst time.
Yes.
You can do that.
Yes. So I've seen the market when it crashed, basically. And ever since then, has it actually crashed again? No, we haven't had that. And that was, a lending situation. It wasn't a housing market situation.
Yeah.
So, when we look at the big picture, are we expecting maybe to see a 16%, 18% increase in the value over time again? Most likely not. But are we still expecting to see an increase in value, not a decrease in value? The answer is yes. All indications show that we'll have a consistently robust market. It just won't be as bananas as it was before in the increases of value. So, again, going back to that, if you're a buyer, think of it this way. You're going to pay more towards your equity than the interest with a lower interest rate. So your buying power is greater right now with a lower interest rate. And you're building your own wealth by doing it now versus, interest rates were 8% at one point, 14%. They were 6%.
Yeah.
They're sometimes half, if not more than half of that right now. So it's still a great time to be a buyer. Yes, you think, oh my gosh, I'm paying so much for this house. And yes, the value has gone up, but your equity, you're going to build it faster. And it's an investment in future. And our market here, even if you think, okay, I'm only going to be here for 3 to 5 years, you have an opportunity to then rent it out potentially because our rental market here is usually very strong as well. So I would say if you're thinking about jumping in, jump in now.
And it's just a lot of advantages. And I just, in knowing you, you get to know the person and just provide, to do this with someone like you, you're able to give them advice and just real life experience that it's just invaluable.
And it's not just me. I have a team.
You have a team.
And the team, just the team in general. The experience of the team is amazing. The amount of clients that we've been able to work with, impact, and get them into or out of, selling their homes in this area is amazing. Last year we sold more homes than we did the year before. Every year we're able to help more families, and that's really our goal. And in doing so, with every transaction, there's something new that we're learning, and we're able to pass that on to our clients. And for our military, moves that are coming in and out, we're also, trained for that. We're military relocation specialists with people that are concerned with, COVID and showing their homes. We've been doing virtual showings since day one because we help our military clientele move from not even in the same country. So, we're poised to help in any situation that you can think of. And our experience level, we definitely have that. We have 4 licensed realtors on the team right now. It's just amazing what we've been able to accomplish and how we've been able to help people in situations that they didn't think that they could buy a house or that they could sell the house because of the position that they were in. And we've been able to help them very successfully.
How exciting is that? I mean,
It's pretty awesome.
And for you to go through, I can't imagine how difficult COVID was for you. And I heard some of your stories about people because they couldn't go through the houses. You know, they were buying houses sight unseen sometimes, which is amazing to me.
Yeah, but think about it though. Like I just said, with our military, when someone's in Germany or Italy or Okinawa, and they need to move, right? How do we help them? Well, we've been doing that all along. So the virtual showings for us is
you were ready.
That's what we did, you know, and we'll work. If it's a 6-hour time difference, we work 6 hours with the time difference, and the lenders work with the clients when they need to be, working with them. It's not like we're an 8 to 5 group, and neither of the partners that we work with, if they're working with certain lenders that are able to be flexible with them. And all of these things are pieces of the puzzle that we can help with. But with regards to COVID and the concern of health and safety, as soon as that hit, right, realtors were actually still considered essential personnel. We never stopped working because people still had to move. Mm-hmm. And so what are the additional layers of precaution can we put in place? And that's what we did immediately, and we still do it now. And we want our clients to feel comfortable. We want to make them feel as safe as possible in all situations, the buyers and the sellers. And so we work with whatever the comfort level of our client is. And I can say that, we've been very successful in helping people that are here, physically here, but won't walk through a threshold of a door. And I'll tell you some of the unique things that we're experiencing too is, what if someone gets sick? How do we handle that? And those are things that we're dealing with, we've dealt with, we're dealing with now. And how do we make those timelines work? And, people are they have to stay in place at home, and they can't close because they can't leave. And so these are all things that we never really had to think about before, but we're actively working with, and we're still able to successfully help people buy and sell real estate in the Fredericksburg and Stafford area. So even though those are the concerns, there's ways that we can still help you manage the process, and that's the key thing.
And before we get out of here, Ginger, again, what a great movement you've got going here this year was as far as really spotlighting and helping nonprofits in the area, and we all can get involved.
I love that you just called it a movement. I love that.
It just came to me. I just thought.
I love that. I'm totally stealing that, Ted. I'm just saying.
It is a movement.
I love that. And that's what I really want it to be. That's what we want it to be. We want it to be something that moves people to do more and cause a ripple effect. And we want it to grow. And so that's the key thing. So thank you for saying that. I'm totally stealing that.
As soon as I got going there, I thought to myself, this isn't a promotion.
No.
It's not. And it's not even. It's more than a thing.
Yeah.
So no, it's going to be. This is big enough that it should be a movement.
I love that, and truly, from the bottom of my heart, and our entire team feels this way. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to create something that was going to make people move towards helping each other.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost you anything, right?
No.
Here's the cool thing: we're not. You don't have to donate anything. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is learn about the charities. That's what we ask. Yep. If there's one that you're there for, do me a favor, just read about the other two too. Learn about the other ones as well, because like you said, you knew about one of the 3 that I just mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Well, now you know about 3. You know about 2 other charities. We were talking about it before. You can learn and read the blog. Just get a little educated about some of the other charities that are actually making a true impact in your community where you live, work, and play.
So often, and I'm sure you're the same way, someone will say, you ought to get to know, do you know about such and such?
Yeah.
And I don't. So you go look it up, and then all of a sudden you discover, they're 2 miles from here, or they're doing really great work. Yeah.
And the cool thing, too, is that as you're in the community and you're talking to other people, and this has truly happened to me, and it was ironically with one of the 3 charities that is, I'm not going to say which one, but one of the 3 charities that's up for nomination or that's nominated for this month. And someone had come with a situation and said, I don't know what to do. And I said, you know what? This is what you need to do. This is who you need to call. And I passed that information along, made the connection, and the situation was they were helped by that charitable organization. So there's things like that that'll happen, connections that'll happen, maybe even in the future, just because you read a blog and you made a vote for someone that, maybe you can help. And remember, there's $500 every month that's on the line. And so just so you know, the 3 charities you're seeing now, you won't see them in February, March, or April because they've been picked for this month. So anyone that's nominated moving forward, it's whoever's in that nomination pile outside of who's already been up, because we won't put them up twice. So if you nominate one charity and you don't see them, it's because we might have more than 36 charities. But again, you have to stay tuned, because in November, we're going to have a big announcement about everyone that's been nominated and also the 36 charities that you will have seen through the course of the year.
Well, maybe we'll work it out that you can come in here in November.
I would love that.
And we'll announce what's going to happen.
I would love that.
We're always looking to break news when we can. So we can count on that. We will do that. That's really exciting. And all you got to do is go to givebackteam.com to vote and to nominate. It's all right there. Pretty easy.
It's all right there. It's all right there. And go to our Facebook page. If you follow Official Give Back Team, you can get information there. We also post the blogs there, and we also have Instagram, which is Official Give Back Team, also on Instagram. We'll be posting blogs, information, and we'll actually each week, we're kind of, this is brand new to us, so this is the first month we're doing it. So what we've decided to do is we'll also update who's in the lead. So that way, if you know that you're voting for another charity that's up for that month and they're not that's not the number one person, or charity, you need to get online and start voting. And remember, you can vote every day. You can vote once a day per email, and pass it on, because the more people that you talk about this to, the more votes that charity is going to get.
And the per email is important, because most of us have more than one email.
Yep.
So utilize that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this is just, thank you for doing this, because it really is spotlighting more than just a few charities when you come down to it.
And that was the goal. That's why we didn't want to do anything like on the national level. Those charities you see on the commercials and you hear a lot more about. This is really talking about our backyard. And that's the key thing. This is where we live, we work, we play, we want to support. And we need your help in learning about some of these charities that we don't know about. So that's really the key thing. It's not that we don't want to support a certain charity. It's that we really want to try and support the ones that are smaller, that probably need our help the most, because, they're not getting the attention.
Local.
Local.
Ginger Walker with the Coldwell Banker Elite, the Give Back Team. Ginger, thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been amazing.
This has been such a fun time, and we will get together and do this a couple more times this year. Thank you for what you and your team, the whole team, listen, everyone else on your team are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me with Ted Schubel at 12:30 a.m. for Town Talk with Ted. Thanks for joining.